This is the old life, and this is the new style.
So I'm Jörg, Dr. Jörg Werner, you know, I'm a German lawyer based in Malta, as you know.
And I'm Philip Sauerborn of Dr. Werner & Partner, responsible for the crypto team and the international tax department, greeting you from this other side of this beautiful Texan porch. I don't have a mirror.
I just don't think any hat is going to go with that.
Yeah, you can.
So America is always a little bit of an adventure. I mean, a longer intercontinental flight is always an adventure. This time, Jörg and I, we treated ourselves to some nice business class flights, which I think give it a very nice edge.
Hi.
How does it feel to be in Texas?
Hot.
Going into Malta, coming into Texas took us roughly a day because we had to stop in Frankfurt, then to London, then to Austin. So we've seen half of the world already.
Yeah, because direct flights are still missing, you know, between Malta and Austin. But I think they think about it already.
Well, now I'm hoping just to see it bad because we've been on the road now since nearly 24 hours, even though I don't look like that. I thought we just want to go to a hotel now.
Coming here already pre-reserved, of course, give it the American way, do it the American way. We got ourselves a big V8 Hemi engine from a very well-known American car maker with a very nice sound. First of all, because we had like 4 pieces of luggage with us, we were thinking, oh, maybe that don't fit in the car. So we arrived here in this beautiful Texas urban home. What looks like more like a family patch with a very nice porch that we're sitting on right now. I always knew there was this one tech festival or tech conference in the US, but I didn't know actually where it was until my brother this year told me he was going to go to South by Southwest. Then I Googled it, found out that was always the festival I was hearing of. We had a couple of clients who went actually, one of the tech clients. And this year we took the opportunity to go there, obviously because they made for the first time this crypto topic. So we thought it would be a good idea to meet maybe people. And this is when we decided to make a little bit more and made our crypto Texas adventure bring the small crypto, but very powerful Maltese world into the international sphere, into one of the biggest stages.
I remember even the day, you know, when you came to me and you said how much we have to do in March, you know, because we have also a lot of clients, also court cases, etc., as a law firm. But I said, no, the March looks okay. And Philip said, you know what? We go to US, we go to the South by Southwest. And I was actually quite excited because my first time in US. And yeah, now we are here.
This is our alarm bell.
Yeah, this is how we woke up every morning. Even it starts 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock.
Yeah, there it comes. Oh, it's just a...
That was a short one, but still loud.
I think the concept of South by is very unique, you know, because it's spread over the whole city. So it's not like your average conference where you go and you walk around the stands and you maybe listen to a couple of conferences. So this one, for the first time, I didn't actually plan it because I wanted to have the full experience, and this was, I think, the right thing to do. Hey, Kevin.
We met Kevin and he knew everything about Austin. I was really impressed. So, but it is also handy because it's small.
You guys been in the conference center yet?
Not yet.
Just briefly to pick up the badge.
Oh, right, okay. So you haven't been up and up and up and up?
No.
Okay. Well, look, there's a talk at 2 o'clock by Sir John Hargreaves. It's all about Bitcoin, about marketing, about the kind of academic, journalistic view of what's happening with Bitcoin right now. I thought it would be right up your street. What do you think?
I'm absolutely up for it. Yeah, shall we go then? Yeah.
Shall we head there?
Check it out.
Let's try and find it. Room 10AB. Let's go there. We gotta go 10. Shall we look at the map? Well, it's gonna be this way. So for once, guys, you're going up in the world.
Yep, for once. Normally it's all downhill in crypto.
This year, we did not come with a stand, you know. And for us, it was very important to meet people from our industry, you know, investors, but also people there in the technology. And so it was for us, I think, we could use, and I think even we could give some input to the conference as well.
What we did is we went from a couple of conferences where we met a few quite elaborate speakers, famous ones as well, influential figures. Funnily enough, you come to meet in a very small, casual environment. You come to meet the financial director or the innovative director of Microsoft, which also, I think, in a quite intimate sphere was very, very nice.
The biggest names in the industry coming out to Malta, at least with one or the other foot, basically. There's a lot of ideologists coming over, and when we're talking about the permission blockchain, for example, they say it's not real. And this is one of the things that I try to understand.
I was, like Jörg, very surprised how much people know about Malta, what type of an impact this fraction of any country has made in this global industry.
You know, we see there's an enormous amount of momentum there, and we, you know, as Microsoft, we're working with government.
I was hoping to get something of the spirit that we have definitely in Malta, hoping to pick it up here, to bring it here. But I can tell you that the people, not only your, let's say, your idealists or your small, unknown underground people, but the proper commercial companies, they're fully on in it. And they actually have a lot of plans with it.
Why are we making this more complex than what it needs to be? Let's simplify and let's actually have a smart contract that is a legal smart contract.
Which I think gives you a lot of hope, because there's only one, or there's possibly only one way how to regulate this, or a couple of ways, and one of this is Malta, and what we are doing, what we're building up over the last couple of years.
I mean, we're talking about regulation and compliance here. It's always been the number one concern of all regulated financial services. But I think what's exciting is, and it's great to hear what you guys are doing.
I knew that they're part of those alliances, that are currently building up the blockchain lobby, so to say, the technological lobby. But I was surprised how far they wandered already into that. So there's actually companies, divisions, teams, probably hundreds of thousands of people working on it and on real projects. So I was surprised that there are already big companies who've implemented the technology already, not just an idea or a pilot project, but they're doing it already. So I think this is definitely the first step happening into mass adoption. Yeah?
And how are you finding the whole buzz with blockchain here at South by this year?
Well, it's sort of been a theme, you know, if you think about Cybos in Australia last October, you think about Davos back in January, and now South by Southwest. The buzz is it was really fun to be a part of it. When you've been in this game for 4 years, and now everybody's talking about it. So we've got a blockchain house, but you know, Joe Lubin from Consensus is keynoting over in their South by Southwest. There's a lot of, you know, IBM speaking, Microsoft speaking. It's sort of arrived, and it's not speculative anymore, I think.
One of the key things that the director of innovation of this big tech company said is, in the past days they were developing, and then selling. And now, before they even start developing, they sit down with the lawyers of the clients to see if that's possible from a regulatory perspective. I think that's very, very interesting. So,
for sure, we are very boutique, very small, you know. But where we are working on in Malta, what is the regulation, you know, of crypto, we can see that. And this is what Philip said. There are so big departments working of huge companies, and they are. And it was interesting. They pointed out that one is the technology, but everybody is also waiting for the regulation, you know, and to bring both together. This is the most important thing.
So guys, we're up on top of the Hilton, right beside the convention center. As you saw, so much is happening in there. There's events, there's exhibitions, there's talks, there's music, there's films. Got this incredible view right down central Austin. I mean, that is amazing. And we've got a beautiful day for it.
I think what Austin, I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but what Austin pulled off, they managed actually to create a cool city. Yeah? What other countries or other cities try, probably desperately try, they actually did it. Somehow they created a certain coolness that obviously contributes to the South by and the other way around.
So you had the conference center, and just you cross the street, and you had the festival street with a lot of bands playing. There were maybe in 200 meters you could listen to 10 different bands. So it was, and then back to the conferences, you know. So it was very, very touching, actually.
So guys, here it is, 6th Street.
That's the core of it. Wow!
This is the epicenter of the music vibe in Austin.
More like Carnival, New Orleans, everything thrown together, Love Parade.
You're absolutely
Jamaica.
right. It's everything and anything. You've got country music, you've got rock music, you've got hip hop.
Today, with our head, I would say better we go for country. It was such an interesting mix between these old buildings and skyscrapers and artists. You know, a lot of people that come from the art, and then you have on the other side also business people. It was a very, very interesting mix. Look, it's just amazing. So many people, so many happy people. And still you feel safe, you know?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
What about you, Philip?
I totally love it. I have to say, I totally didn't imagine that. I was expecting a much more technical place, like more like the geeks and the nerds. But this is uber cool, really cool. My first impression was how funky Austin is. To see all this, let's say, I wouldn't say hippies, but definitely unorthodox people. You normally go to a conference and you see people in a jeans, in a jacket, in ties, walking around with many, many business cards. Here is very, very the opposite. I mean, it looks like a music festival more than like a more normal, serious business conference.
So what I suggest is that we head up towards bottom of 6th Street and head towards German House.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
And I think that is also, one of the things that South by is trying to achieve. Is not trying to educate just B2B, it's also very, very much B2C. So there's a lot of people who have no contact yet to that, and they're learning about it.
Got a giant furry mic. You could bludgeon me to death with this thing.
And Sir John, what brings you to town?
I am here at South by Southwest talking about blockchain, the hottest new technology in the world.
From the professional side, I can say yes. I mean, very, very close proximity to big companies, to global players, to very influential people from there. So we made some very, very good contacts.
And we have somebody here come all the way from Malta to speak about blockchain as well. Meet Philip.
Yes, hi, my name is Philip.
I think currently, you see like the tech people, they're trying to achieve everything through technology. We, from a legal background, we try to do everything as possible with the regulation. Then you have other people who try to sell it. So everyone's currently in a little bit of, he's going into many extremes. The healthy mix of that probably is the way forward.
You always get a little bit of a rouse between the ideologists and the legal persons on how to regulate blockchain itself. And the question is it good to have a permission blockchain? I was talking to Microsoft before. They're all about the permission blockchain. In Malta, we are trying to regulate it with a one person, call it a technical administrator, who can interfere with like this master node if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? What's the real blockchain?
So the question is around regulation of blockchain assets, and our strong view is we need to work with existing regulation. So think about taking what we have and evolving it one step forward into the blockchain. So for example, we have plenty of great regulation around stock market right now. So we've talked about smart stocks as being stocks that would simply be recorded on the blockchain. When we buy and sell a share of stock, it would be recorded on the blockchain, it'd be transparent. It would
so when you talk to people, talk to companies, talk to lobbyists, technology people, the one thing that they are all missing is is the one thing that Malta has to offer currently, or those countries like Malta, the 2 or 3 of them. Malta leading currently, I would say, the charge. They are, so therefore, all of those companies sooner or later are in requirement of that type of regulation. And so long America or another big country is not offering it, which I think they can't because they're too big, because you need to be small and agile to offer that type of regulation, because the whole business is very small and agile. So it's quite difficult to tame this animal. And Malta only with, I think, because it's so small and so flexible and so willing to be flexible, they will be one of the key jurisdictions where you can regulate your crypto business in.
Do you also think that the STOs in general, I think you mentioned it in your speech, is the big thing of 2019 and going forward? Yeah.
Yeah, so security token offerings are an attempt to make a new kind of blockchain-based token that...
And I think in the US, the technology, I think they're very strong here, and they invest a lot of money, and big departments work on it. But legal-wise, yeah, Malta is the small country, but is very experienced. The departments work very well together, and they're very experienced in similar regulations. And that's why I think so too, that the technology will be more maybe here or in other countries, but the regulation, this can be, Malta, as small it is, but can become like a capital of crypto.
Malta called itself the blockchain island. By trading volume, it's the country with the highest trading volume in the world, in front of the USA and other places. Does it play any role in your professional life, or is it on your screen?
Yeah, I think Malta has done a good job branding itself as a very blockchain-friendly jurisdiction. And I think between Malta and forward-thinking governments like Switzerland, and some United States, like Wyoming, has passed some good legislation around blockchain assets. I think that you guys are really leading the way. And
it was for sure a big step to go to the US, and we did not know what we can expect and what we can get from the conference. But I have to say, it was it was very good to be here, and definitely in 2020 we will be here again. Maybe even with a stand, let's see.
Blocky is the one that will bring this to the masses.
This is the Genesis
at the
block.
moment quite decentralized.
This is a decentralized mascot. We're actually going to chop him into 1,000 pieces afterwards and sell them on the blockchain. It's going to be lovely. Blocky McBlockchain.
In 2020, for sure, if everything develops as we plan, I think even only 50%, then maybe not with a stand, but with a lot fuller schedule. Because at least 50% of those people who we have been speaking to will, one or the other way, hit the ground in Malta sooner or later. There's no way around that.
So Mark, while we're here in Texas, we thought it would be good to buy some original cowboy outfit, so to say. So what kind of boots you got here then?
Well, we've got all kinds of boots, Philip. These are actually made from a fish.
This one fits good.
That fits a lot better.
York,
Is that a skywalk?
this is the skywalk, yeah. Gonna walk across to the Hilton.
I'm scared.